My name is John Nhinson Williams. I was born in a small town in southeastern Liberia called Plebo in Maryland County. My parents didn't have much. My father was an ordinary employee and a union worker who worked for Firestone and was committed to his job. My mother was a businesswoman, which is commonly known as market woman. One of the things we learned from our parents was hard work and to love our friends, our neighbors, and those with whom we share our lives. They taught us to believe in God and to trust those who were within our community and to also help them. One of the things my dad always told us was that whenever you are happy and those around you are not happy, that's selfishness. He meant that our happiness was contingent upon the happiness of those who were around us, if we were actually sincere. And that actually moved me into action. He believed that the best thing you can do is to help those who are around you and then in turn help yourself. So my dad struggled to send us to school. I in particular went to a particular Catholic school where I was taught the values of hard work. I was taught how to trust and believe in God and how to love your neighbor. So that actually moved me. That inspiration allowed me to become a social activist and to become a student leader. So at a very young age, I began to organize programs that were meant to help young children, to help people who were vulnerable, sick people. I visited hospitals, I joined the Boy Scout, and I got involved in things that were aimed at cleaning up the community. I led a group of young people on a weekly basis to conduct cleanup campaigns within our neighborhood and to help those who could not afford to help themselves. I started my primary education in St. Francis Catholic School in Plebo, and from there I completed my high school studies in Bome County at St. Dominic Catholic School. Upon graduation, I proceeded to St. Kizito Regional Seminary in Sierra Leone, where I graduated, and then also went to St. Paul's Catholic Seminary, along with a whole lot of other Liberians, including two of the current young bishops in the country, Bishop Conley and Bishop Anthony Boa. They were schoolmates of mine, and at that time, I was even the class. I was the head of the diocesan seminarian from the Archdiocese of Monrovia, which included the two bishops. Besides my extensive study in Africa and studies in Europe, I also earned a master's degree in public administration from New York University Wagner School of Public Service with emphasis in public policy and financial management. There was war in my country for more than 10 years. At that time, I was pursuing my study as a Catholic priest. The war didn't bother me that much because I was out of the country. But occasionally, I visited back home and I saw the pains and suffering in the faces of people. In that process, I was fortunate to work with 5 American Catholic nuns who left the U.S. state of Missouri to provide services to young Liberian children. They were nurses, they were teachers, and some of them were humanitarian regular social workers. Upon my return to do further studies, the nuns were killed 2 days after I left the country. The death and abuse of those nuns at the hands of Taylor and his rebels changed my life. And then I began to get involved in activities that were aimed at changing the mentality of the Liberian people. So I went back, discussed the issue with my bishop, with the aim that something needed to be done to save Liberia.